All right, I'm playing against this guy. He has a Tinkerbell mat, and I have my Maleficent Dragon mat.
Nice firm handshake. I like that.
There we go.
So hello YouTube. We are doing a commentary over Ed's match at the Pretty Shiny tournament. This is round what in Swiss? Round four? Round five?
I think so. Round four.
Round four. Okay. You're playing what deck?
I'm playing Amber Steel,
Nice.
and
And
my opponent's playing Blue Steel. I think Kiwi style.
Kiwi style. Nice. Did you
hmm
know he was playing Kiwi before you started playing him?
Nope, blind. This is
Totally
completely
blind.
blind. Two
Nice.
game format. hmm
Two game format. So did you roll dice already, or is this before you roll dice when you guys are
I think
shuffling?
this is before we roll dice, because yeah, I think you got all the footage we just sent down.
So with this style of Amber Steel, like if you win the die roll, are you trying to go first or second? Blind.
Um, I think it doesn't really matter in two game format. Um, Personally, I think going second first is nice just to try to get that part out of the way. I don't know if that actually matters or not, to be honest.
Oh man, you rolled a
I got two
two.
here.
Okay, I wonder
Yeah,
what he says. Did he want to go first or second? Or do you not
I
remember?
forgot to be honest.
Oh,
No.
okay. I guess we'll find out based on the,
hmm
I guess, whoever inks first.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing like a proactive strategy, I guess going first is probably better just to like try to get your free win.
Right.
But to be honest, I don't think it really matters.
Agreed.
Or
I
at
kind of
least
like going
depending who's going
first.
first. Yeah.
I like going first with Amber Steel blind.
Mm.
Because
I
triple
mean, I
daisy is
think the
pretty good.
opener. Yeah, I mean, I guess the opener. To be honest, I'm still looking for kind of the same things.
Yeah, regardless, right?
I mean, this tournament, I want to play. I mean, we played Cindy right in this tournament, but going forward, I don't really want to play Cindy. And I think that's probably like one of the biggest differences. Like, if you're going first, Cindy is pretty strong. But if you're going second, you can get Bellstorm, so it's a lot weaker.
Yeah. I found that on the draw, like keeping Troubadour, some combination of Troubadour Zeus, Troubadour Storm, or Troubadour Strength was like super strong.
I think on the draw specifically, I think True Border Strength is actually pretty strong just to, like, once you get to, like, turn three, you can get out three bodies. And I think that's why I value Nala over Cindy, just to have the three bodies for strength more
hmm
consistently.
Way harder for them to deal with 4 health, yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the steel matchup, like, you gotta make them have the strength. Oh, it looks like you're
I guess
going
I'm going
first.
first.
Oh, wow.
I
Turn
didn't
one
pick, he
Daisy.
did. Yep.
How did you like Bare Necessities?
It's horrible. Worst card in the deck. Like, it definitely would have been better as World's Greatest.
Even like two copies of World's Greatest, two copies of Bare Necessities, I think it would have just been a difference maker for a lot of these games.
Yeah.
Wait, he didn't even show you the card. Hello?
No, I asked him,
Oh,
like,
okay.
all the time. The way he, like, flashed it, like, yeah, I guess this camera angle got it even better.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it literally looks like he doesn't shower. He just picks up the card.
Yeah, he just picks up the
But
card.
it's like, I see just, like, the corner of it. I
Right,
remember
right,
that.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, turn to Calhoun. Inking Pete in this matchup, I'm kind of sus of that. A little bit sus of that.
Yeah. I guess he wanted to go, well, I mean, I think he wanted to go Alice, but I think on the draw, I think Pete is probably a lot better.
I guess both are a guaranteed singer for the following turn, if that's your game
Yeah.
plan. Alice is like a lot harder for you to interact with, especially with like a bunch of 1/4s.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, yeah, it's very important to get out, like, the high challenging characters. I think on this turn, I could have played Pete and try to sing Pete on the following turn, but I think I valued trying to like cycle cards to find like my good four drop to play.
Mm-hmm. Which is Bianca, right?
Probably Bianca, yeah. Or it's just something with more strength because I realized like he wanted to do this Alice plan. I guess Pete also has three strength, which is pretty good, but I kind of wanted like to try to dig for Bianca if possible.
It's perfectly reasonable. Not a great turn 3 for your opponent here. Oh, and you have the Storm to
Oh yeah,
answer. Wow.
he basically he lost the game basically from this spot, and I have the Bianca here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this Bianca should just lock it up no matter what.
I would consider this one of the non-games where it's like I go first and I'm able to like sing this Ursula every single turn
Mm-hmm.
and just like remove all his threats, right? He wasn't able to kind of present any characters that doesn't get removed by the Ursula. Like even though he has so many cards in hand, it doesn't like Blue Steel actually can't really do anything with this many cards. Which is kind of the problem with the deck. There's really no comeback mechanisms if you get too behind.
I guess it's like a saving grace could be like hire him into like multiple bells. But even then, you're like kind of far behind like lore wise.
Yeah.
Just fighting for board at that
Yeah,
point. Pretty late.
he's just two behind here. I think Arrow just kind of keeps the juice flowing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think here I think about taking Storm just for more value on this Mulan. I think that's probably what I end up doing. Yeah. Just to keep the cards flowing, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like the difference between Smee and Mulan weren't that big, especially in this spot. Better just keep the cards flowing.
Smee's probably better for you anyway because you're holding on to the wrap, right? Or Rapunzel.
Yeah. Yeah. You can get an additional draw.
Oh, bottoming a McDuck Manor. That's gotta feel good.
Yeah. I mean, I think this game actually kind of showcases why this deck is so good. Like every turn, you can just keep your opponent kind of off the board, and you don't really run out of juice. Like I don't know what kind of sequence of cards he can play here really to come back.
Not from this spot, no. Oh, double Smee. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean he's just trying to fight for a board at this point, but I think I'm already kind of two ahead. Got another aerial. You got the Zeus. I know some people wanted to cut aerial, but I think this is like another example why aerial is so good. It just really does keep the removal flowing,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of turns her into like a Medusa or Tremaine kind of card, right? You play it, you get a removal spell, you get to play immediately because your whole deck is just singers.
Specifically good
I
with
think I'm gonna
the
play the
8
Pink Hero.
4-cost singers for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's why he's just dead, right? Something really he could do here. I think that's why like Amber Steel's favored into Blue Steel because they don't have those comeback mechanisms, and you just have way more like removal spells than they can kind of keep up with.
Yeah, these versions of Sapphire Steel just can't deal with like Amber Steel going absurdly wide.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem with the color in general, right? They don't really have any. They have to kind of pick things off one by one, and I think their consistency of their singers is way lower than ours, right? Specifically, like the 8, 2 cost 4 singers. It just makes it so you can play like Zeus very consistently versus them. They kind of have to sing Zeus with like Scrooge or sometimes Hiram if you don't really want to. Um, so I think that's why this matchup I think is kind of tilted for Amber Steel.
Oh yeah, 100%. But now your Sapphire Steel opponent gets to be on the play, and they could do some pretty absurd things on the play.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, when I'm on the draw, like I'm just looking for that, turn 3 comeback spell, and if they have the the super nuts with like the bell into Smee, Alice into like two things, then yeah, you probably lose a game. But if they have like a medium draw and I get some kind of turn 3 removal spell, I think I have a good shot at coming back.
Yeah, I feel like turn 1 Bell is like to be expected in this matchup.
Yeah.
But them going like 2 cost into like a 2 cost plus a 1 drop, or even like a popsicle, sack it for a bell, then have 4 characters on the board on their turn 3, and then sing like a strength on your 2 cost singer. It's gotta feel pretty bad.
I mean, that's why I kind of don't want to play Cindy, right? Like on the draw, yeah. I mean, yes, you can ink it, but that doesn't really help develop your bodies for strength,
Yep.
and like you'll just fall way too behind, and then you're really only out. You made it so like you had 4 outs. You had 4 and 4, right, with Zeus and strength, but now you only really have 4 outs with a Zeus.
You just had
So
to
I
keep
think
all?
that's what I think so. So I mean, I already had the strength with like the 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay.
So I already had like I said my earlier game plan. Wait, did I keep everything? I think so. I have like Daisy with Troubadour
2 Troubadours
and
looks like.
the yeah, and I think 2 Auroras as well. So I mean, I already had like the 1, 2, 3 plan, right?
Right, and then you have your
Being able
reload.
to like and the reload. So this is like kind of the ideal opener that I'm kind of looking for. Being able to like sing on turn 3 to kind of take away his tempo from his like 2 or 3 costs.
Turn 1 Mulan, challenging the Cindy. You don't have it, you have Daisy.
So I think this is another reason why I think Mulan is not that good. It doesn't really contest like the boards that well anymore, since it's like daisies or Nala or even like any of the 2 costs. Like they don't really challenge that well. I
It's
guess it
mainly for the
challenges to
cycle,
me kind
right?
of good.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
challenges me,
mainly for
yeah.
the cycle. But sometimes they like heal it or have a captain. So yeah, everything is like kind of going according to plan.
I think I would much prefer Captain Hook in that spot in this flavor of Blue Steel.
Yeah, but I think he's mostly probably just doing it for the cycle. Like here, even if he challenges my Daisy, I'm kind of okay with it. Um, just so I can kind of crack back. Yeah, notably, like yeah, this Troubadour can challenge into this me, and the Alice is not going to be able to crack back against the Troubadour. I think that's kind of one of the downsides of Alice. It's not able to finish off this Troubadour or anything with resist one really. But I guess you're mostly questing with it, right? I think my opponent had a McDuck manor here. I would have kind of liked to see him just kind of play right here. Because it would probably take a lot of turns for me to kind of remove that card. Yeah, here I'm just trying to. Yeah, and like I'm just slowly like kind of inching myself towards like controlling board, right? And this Alice just being able to like attack for one is super weak. And this, I think this is another example why Miss Bianca is so good. Like, she can crack back all the basically everything in Blue Steel, and you can even like heal her with a pencil.
Yeah, with 1 card left in hand, there's like not really much you can do here.
Yeah,
All of your
and
characters
yeah, this
fight for
Bianca
board.
is gonna really like challenge the board really well, right? She has 4 health left. Like it would take him a um Pete and Bell to take her out if that's like the route he wanted to go. But he does have a storm in hand, so that's not bad.
Top decking the Hiram, but I don't think he has an item in play, right?
Yeah, he cracked it with the Bell. I think that's the other issue with this kind of deck. Sometimes like you crack the item and you don't know if you would actually need it for later. I guess he didn't have an item, just off screen.
Yeah, we just can't see it. The border kind of prevents us from seeing what's on his left.
I mean, he drew into like a strength and something else.
Storm here is good.
Yeah, I mean, it lets him like kind of cycle through to try to find more answers, and yeah, he has enough to. Oh, he just shoots the aerial. Interesting. Personally, I would have shot the Miss Bianca
Oh,
to
me too.
avoid like the trap as well. Yeah. And here's the wrap. I think in these spots, yeah, you probably just win the game.
Yeah, if you
I
can
think that's kind of
wheel
why.
into Rapunzel
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
have to. That's why you have to remove the 3 damage on the Bianca immediately. He kind of just snowballed like out of control, right?
I think it's just a symptom of like most steel players like try to use their spells on or use their songs on characters that are upright instead of like exerted.
Yeah. But it's like the other downside was like he didn't really have a way to challenge the Bianca afterwards, right? So
Mm-hmm.
for him, it'd be the same anyway.
I feel like even then, like let's say like Bianca was banished and you had the aerial to sing wheel,
Hmm.
that aerial turning sideways into a Pete plus spell is like
Yeah, it's
still
not as good.
a
Yeah,
favorable
like
trade on
he'd
the
be
blue
able to
steel players.
challenge. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like he'd be able to challenge after, right? But now it's like he still has to deal with this 5/5 Bianca now. I guess in this matchup, Bare Necessities is like slightly better, but there's still not a lot of cards that you can really take from your opponent.
Doesn't feel great just taking a popsicle.
Yeah, and most of the time, it really is just like taking a popsicle.
I feel like every time I resolved bare necessity this weekend, it was for very low impact cards.
Yeah, I mean all the high impact cards kind of got kicked out of the format, like B prep, and like not a lot of people are playing like grab your sword, for example, for the go wide.
Oh my, you
Oh, I
have
drew
Bianca
another
into
wrap here.
Rapunzel again.
Yeah, pretty good.
I feel like
I
it's
ain't mad
also
at
one of
that,
the
right?
best ways to play Amber Steel is like just having multiple Rapunzels on the board and set up lethal in 2 turns.
Yeah, I mean besides just drawing a bunch of cards, right? Like you're able to establish like a 1/5 quest for 2. It's like actually pretty annoying for them to deal with as well.
Drawing into 2 Storms and a Lawrence, very good. So I assume you chose not to challenge with Bianca because you want to remove this Hiram, right?
Yeah, I wanted the Bianca for challenging purposes.
Such a versatile card.
Yeah,
Great Wheel
I mean it's the
Singer,
best fighter.
best
Yeah,
challenger.
rat trapper. I mean you could look for fun here, sure, why not? Take a popsicle.
We were just talking about this. We actually took a popsicle.
Yeah, and there's like really nothing else, right? That's worth taking. Yeah, and this game just got really snowballed, right? From 2 wraps, like there's just no way for him to come back.
For sure. I assume in your mind you were thinking that he was on Zeus or something, and taking a Zeus would feel pretty
Uh,
good.
no, probably. I mean, to be honest, I was just kind of checked out at this point. I was like, okay, I already won this game. Like optimally, maybe it's just like instead of using 3 ink for a bare necessities and a Cindy, you just play like a Lawrence just to be able to quest for like a little bit more
100%.
and have more kind of challenging power. But it's like sure, let's just take a look what you got.
I think playing the
I
Lawrence
mean, it
here
can't be
is
that
two
bad,
turn
yeah.
lethal.
Yeah, I mean it's probably 2 turn lethal anyway. Like you just turn everything sideways and then play your whole hand, turn everything sideways again, win the game.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing you can really do to come back from this spot. So would you ever play Ember Steel again in another tournament?
Maybe it's like I think it's a good pocket deck. Like if the meta's a lot of like steel, I think Amber Steel is probably one of the better steel decks just because they're able to sing all the good steel cards, like Zeus specifically. I think Amber Steel is the best like Zeus singer in the game. So
100%.
I think if Zeus becomes like the best card in the format, I think definitely Amber Steel would be one of the top decks.
Surely it's starting to shape up like that. I mean, a lot of characters have 5 health right now.
Yep, dropping cards.
That's my favorite part of the deck, just playing like a bunch of characters.
Yeah, just basically turn everything sideways, play a bunch of stuff, and that's it, right? You got to do the math. It's like, okay, how much lore can I put out with like my 8 ink? It's like,
It's also why I like Nala in this
it's
spot of Cindy. Like, it's just one lore, pretty much almost guaranteed.
yeah, it's way harder to remove as well. 224. Sure, why not? Honestly, it was probably like 332.
Wheel for fun. Discard 4 cards. Yeah, that's okay. There you drew into the songs. This is good.
Yeah. I mean, what's he really gonna do from this spot, right? I can sing my whole deck basically from all these cards.
Yeah, I feel like Ember Steel plays very differently into the many flavors of Blue Steel,
Mm-hmm.
but all of them seem to be cutting like the wide removal, like Grabber Swords Tinkerbell, which I felt like was probably one of the best or the best reasons to play Blue Steel in the first place.
I think it got a lot weaker now just because there's so much like this style with like Kiwi
Mm-hmm.
where like they're pretty resistant to like the 2 damage. Like if you think about it, like Calhoun, Smee, Alice, Bell, all these things have like 3. So they kind of need like additional help, right? Like maybe a Tinkerbell, but Tinkerbell doesn't stop the Calhoun, but I guess yeah, it stops everything else. So it would make sense for people to end up going like Tinkerbell grab your sword style. But like I think there's a kind of uprising of like red blue, and like that deck would be really bad against red blue, right?
No,
So
100%.
I guess it depends what you think is going to be the meta. And if it's like red blue, then I think Kiwi would probably be here to stay. But if red blue becomes not as popular, then you can start, trying to counter these aggro strategies with Tinkerbell and grab your sword. Yep, time to zap his whole board again.
How is Kiwi into Red Blue?
It's supposed to be good, right? Because like you can just go like significantly faster. Like if you
Right.
think about the openers, you can go like Bell, Smee, Alice into like 2 things, and you can go Doc, and you can just go crazy, right?
And you can prevent
So
like
those,
baby CC value, right? With all the ward
yeah,
characters.
Yeah, I mean it's very similar to like the Diggy Diggy Hole deck. It's like you just go so fast that there's nothing you can really do about it. I think it's like the same thing, but blue steel.
Wait, did you just sing Storm on Pluto?
Did I sing Storm? No, I think I challenged Pluto.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, didn't he give it ward?
Yeah, yeah. So once you play P here, yeah, the game's basically over.
Yeah, this is lethal on board. That'll wrap things up.
So what did we learn here? I think this, like the two costs, like four singers, are probably like the best cards in the deck. I think when you're kind of like behind in tempo, they're kind of the perfect cards to kind of swing you back. And I think it's very relevant that they have like the four willpower, because usually what happens is like if they have two like 3/3s on the board, and you're able to like zap one of them, now that single 3/3 is no longer able to like cleanly deal with the 1/4 or the 1/3 troubadour. So I think it's Zeus. Zeus is like one of the best cards in the game right now, and I think this kind of showcases why. And strength. I would say that's like probably the second strongest card. Storm is like a little bit weaker, but if you kind of play it in tandem with the other removals or like challenging, it also becomes like pretty strong because of that.
It's also worth noting that like in those stalemate steel matches, where Amber Steel is just like not turning sideways, and you're able to play character after character. Playing Miss Bianca now on your turn 4 just presents like this like incredible threat, because that card will challenge and get you 2-for-1 at least on the board against a bunch of these 3/3s in this meta, and it presents like, you know, Rapunzel value immediately.
I mean, I think the other thing though is like because a lot of the decks cannot play Zeus as effectively as us, it makes like Bianca much better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're playing against other Biancas in like other colors that's not Amber Steel, theirs is way more susceptible to like your deck, right? Like, are you really gonna run out Bianca against like a Troubadour or a Vanessa? Like, what if you just get Zeus? Like, you basically lose the game immediately. So I think also because of that, like Amber Steel kind of becomes like the premier like steel deck because of it.
Yep, very good. Well, I'm gonna put the deck list up here for the deck that we chose to play this weekend. Thanks for watching.
Nope.
Okay.